In a small town, there lived a boy named Karan. Karan was a kind-hearted and hard-working boy, but he lacked confidence in himself. He always thought that only people with special talents could achieve success. He believed that he was just an ordinary boy with no extraordinary abilities. Karan loved playing the piano. Whenever he saw great musicians perform on television, he admired them but felt that he could never be like them. They are born talented, he thought. I will never be that good. His parents and teachers always encouraged him, saying, Karan, if you practice daily, you can become just as great as them. But Karan doubted himself. One day, a grand music competition was announced in his town. Many talented children from different schools were participating. Karan's best friend, Ramesh, was very excited and told him, Karan, you should participate too. You play the piano so well. But Karan shook his head and said, No, I'm not talented enough. I will never win. That evening, Karan's grandfather saw him looking sad. He asked, What's wrong, my child? Karan sighed and replied, Grandpa, I love playing the piano but I'm not talented enough to win any competition. I'm just wasting my time. His grandfather smiled and said, Let me tell you a story that will change the way you think. A long time ago, in a village, there lived a blacksmith named Raghav. Raghav was not the strongest man nor the fastest worker, but he had a dream to create the finest sword ever made. However, the other blacksmiths laughed at him. You are not skilled enough, they said. You will never succeed. But Raghav did not listen to them. Every day, he woke up early and practiced his craft. At first, his swords were weak and broke easily, but he did not give up. He studied the best techniques, experimented with different metals, and practiced day and night. Years passed, and Raghav's skills improved. One day, the king announced a competition to find the best sword maker in the kingdom. Raghav participated, and to everyone's surprise, he won. The king was so impressed that he made Raghav the royal swordsmith. Grandfather paused and looked at Karan. Do you see, my child? Raghav was not born with talent, he created his own talent through effort and practice. You can do the same. Karan thought deeply about the story. For the first time, he realized that success does not depend on talent alone, it depends on effort, persistence, and belief in oneself. The next morning, Karan made a decision. He would not give up on his dream. He would practice daily, no matter how difficult it was. He started waking up early, dedicating extra hours to playing the piano and improving his techniques. At first, he struggled. He made mistakes, and sometimes he felt like quitting. But he reminded himself of Raghav's story and continued practicing. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Slowly, Karan's fingers moved more smoothly on the piano keys, and his music started sounding better. His confidence grew. The day of the competition arrived. Karan stood nervously backstage, watching the other participants perform beautifully. But instead of feeling scared, he told himself, I have worked hard. I will do my best. When his turn came, he walked onto the stage and played his heart out. His fingers danced over the keys, creating the most beautiful melody he had ever played. When he finished, there was silence for a moment. Then, the audience erupted into applause. Karan couldn't believe it. He had done it. He had played his best performance. Later, when the results were announced, Karan won second place. But more importantly, he won something greater: self-belief. He had proved to himself that effort and dedication could turn any dream into reality. From that day on, Karan never doubted himself again. He continued practicing, improving, and achieving greater success in music. He realized that talent is not something you are born with, it is something you build with hard work. Success is not about being born talented, it is about effort, persistence, and never giving up. The key is to start, keep improving, and believe in yourself.